as a sidebar. If you're ever in court, that's a sidebar. And I'm filibustering. All right, guys, thank you very much. All right, moving on. Joe, you're back.
Okay. A little bit later on, when we wanted to renovate the building, and we needed, we did, I think, it's gratuitous for me to say this, but it was my son who's an architect, so that when you go down there and you see it, you'll know. You might think that's nepotism, but it's not. He's a professor at Pratt of architecture, and he's won several awards. The space that he created has won an architectural award as well. So if you haven't been to the museum yet, please do come and see it. But with the beautiful museum, we needed an office space. And we didn't have any more money left to do it. I mean, it was an impossible task. And as you know, property in New York City ain't cheap. And we needed somebody to give us a helping hand. And we reached out, thanks to the loans, we were able to make contact also with First National Savings Bank of America, and their executive vice president, Michael Sorreo, stepped in and helped us negotiate what we needed to do in order to get that space and provide us with the loan necessary for us to be able to have it. He has a wonderful, wonderful background. He's been a banker for many years. I've just recently learned about his family. And Michael, I'm going to hope that you're going to talk about that. You know, because I'm impressed. And trust me, I read a lot of things. I see a lot of backgrounds, but yours is unbelievable. The people, you know, your family. And I hope he's going to, I can't do it justice because I just learned about it, honestly, 15 minutes ago. But he's been very humble about it. But he's really very entrenched and very rooted in the Italian community. And I want you all to give him an incredible round of applause and thank him and his bank, First Central Savings Bank of New York, who's given us this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for this incredible honor. Thank you to the Italian American Museum and Joe and Bob Fonti for making this possible, and all of the organizations that are here today that are supporting the Italian culture. I want to congratulate my fellow honorees. It's inspiring to see how we all work together to uplift our communities and celebrate our shared heritage. Our strength as Italian Americans comes from unity and dedication to each other. The award hits deep, as Joe mentioned. I don't often get an opportunity to speak of my Italian roots. For those of you who might not know, I'm the great nephew of Matilda Sorreo. Matilda is a famous novelist from Naples, Italy, who was renowned for her literature in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. She was a trailblazer. She was divorced in 1890, which was unheard of back in the day. And she took that opportunity for strength as an Italian woman to move forward. She founded the Matilda Sorreo School of Italian Literature in Naples, Italy, which is still in existence today, and our family trust continues to fund that school year over year and provide scholarships to the students of that school. Like many of you, my grandparents came here from 1927. Now, what many people don't know about Matilda, that the family legacy lived on, that one of her manuscripts that she wrote in 1913 was Fantasia, and Fantasia was later adopted by Disney. And that's the sort of we know today of Fantasia. So we have deep roots in Italy and in America as well when our family came here. When my grandparents came here in 1927, they settled in Astoria, Queens, and later in Whitestone. My grandfather was a craftsman, my grandmother was a housemaker and a seamstress. When they came here in 1927, there was no work for Italian Americans, but they were determined to succeed when they got to this country. My grandfather sold Electrolux vacuum cleaners door to door, so if you lived in Astoria, you probably bought one from him. But my grandmother came down here to the garment district and made dresses for 15 years. In 1960, my grandfather finally received a full-time job at Wilkinson's Furniture in Astoria, located on Steinway Street, where he used his talent as an upholsterer and a woodmaker to make furniture. In 1967, my grandmother decided that she wanted to take my grandfather's talents further, and they took a $5,000 loan at the time from the Astoria Federal Home Association, and they purchased the franchise as we know today as Thomasville Furniture Company. My grandfather passed away in 1984. My grandmother continued to run the company up until her death in 2001, and where I took over and I later sold the company. This story continues to guide me through the work that we do at First Central Savings Bank, which was an Italian-founded bank, still run by Italian Americans today, and we are proud to support the Italian American Museum. We want to thank you again for the organizers of preserving our Italian heritage, which is important more now than ever, and reminding us that the journey that brought us here, as my grandmother would always say, you can't do anything without an empty stomach, so we sit down and eat, and those are wise words to live by. Grazie mille to everybody, and thank you to my family, my colleagues, our chairman of the bank, Joe Castilli, my dear friend, Anna Marie Vallone, and our angel that's looking over us, my best friend, Paul Vallone, and our incredible Italian-American community. Thank you, and have a good day.
Good Italian boy, born to Italian parents.
Okay. We're going to take things out of order, and again, I thank you for your patience, your indulgence, and your time this morning. We're in New York State, 6.3 million Italian Americans. It's a lot. I was up in Albany at the launch of the Italian Culture Month. The governor mentioned the largest population of Italian Americans. Obviously, supporting Italian issues, the museum, our culture. She pointed out also, and I didn't see this until I went there, if you were in the mansion, she pointed to a picture over to her right, which was a picture of her granddaughter walking hand in hand with her down the hall in the Capitol. Why is that important? Her granddaughter's Italian, half Italian, and no better timing than this to introduce Francesca Galelli for a few introductions and some words.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Francesca Galelli. I am the Italian American Affairs Director for Governor Kathy Hochul, and it is a privilege and honor to be here with you today. I also want to acknowledge we have Comptroller Deanna Brady, who just came in as well. Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank the Lieutenant Detective Petrosino Association in America, the Italian American Museum, the Sons and Daughters of Italy, and the Italian American Action Committee for hosting this breakfast every single year, and I'm glad we get to do it again this year as well. It is the contributions and accomplishments and values of the Italian American community that give us such pride as New Yorkers, and because of that, it is an honor for me to be able to present this proclamation in honor of Columbus Day to the organizers here today. So thank you so much.
Can we get the sensibility up here also? All national and state officers, come on up. Please. Came a long way, please join us up here, please. Thank you. My wife's Barbara, you got something? Maybe you look good. Barbara, make it look good, Barbara. Good. So lucky.
Otherwise I get in trouble. Oh my God. Just watching run around and stuff. No, I am not. But it makes me feel like a slug. Just next to you, next to you. He goes right to sleep. Like the moment he sees
Thank you all so much. So today I also have the distinguished privilege and honor of having my own New York State Senator Jessica Scarcella joining us here today. What is so incredible about her, she is one of our greatest partners in the New York State legislature, and she represents Staten Island and South Portland. And she has been a tremendous proponent of supporting law enforcement and public safety changes for New York State. And I think that is so important today as we are here with the Petrosino Association, who honors Joseph Petrosino, this detective, who is one of really the founding fathers of Italian Americans in the NYPD. We are lucky for our senator because she has been able to make several significant law enforcement changes. She has supported the discovery laws this year that went into effect that now no longer allow serious cases thrown out on technicalities. She has made it a felony to assault retail workers, which has supported local businesses and communities across the state. She has changed the squatters' laws so that they are no longer considered tenants under New York State law. And she has also lowered the age from the time spent in the NYPD from 22 years to 20 years so that officers can now retire and collect their full pension benefits sooner, supporting their families. So we are so grateful to have her and her support. We are grateful that you are here today with her Chief of Staff, Rebecca Del Vecchio. And it is my honor to make sure that we are honoring you here today with the Columbus Day Breakfast Award from the Italian American Action Committee and Petrosino Assn.
Buongiorno, everybody. Thank you so much, Francesca. I was gonna definitely point out this table over here of Staten Islanders. I am Senator Jessica Scarcella-Spanton. I represent Staten Island and South Brooklyn, as Francesca has noted. I'm here with my Chief of Staff, Rebecca Del Vecchio, Francesca Galelli, Jessica Scarcella. A lot of Italians coming out of Staten Island. But most importantly, I want to thank Bob Fonte for giving me this honor today and all of the amazing organizations. It is so important that we never ever forget our roots. So today on Columbus Day, I'm thinking of my own family, the Scarcella side. Of course, I always joke my name is confusing, but today I'm just a Scarcella. I think of my grandfather, Aranzo Scarcella, who came over from Toronto, Italy, not to be confused with Toronto, Canada, but it's similar, T-A-R, who came over and opened a grocery store in Pennsylvania, in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. My dad ended up helping in that store growing up. He moved to New York, met my mom, And I never forgot those roots. I remember going into that store when I was a little kid, and we would, help arrange the shelves, and it was so amazing to see people coming over and making a life for themselves. And Anna Maria, I want to just mention, I was a recipient, I know I'm very, very sorry for your loss, but of the Peter Valone Scholarship. I am a proud CUNY graduate, and you see the marks that Italians have made everywhere. I think, I went to the College of Staten Island. It was the only scholarship I received, so it always sticks out to me. Thank you very much. And yes, that deserves a big round of applause, because that is not for my scholarship efforts, but because an Italian American has made that kind of impact, that all these years later, I can come here, hear the name, and I always am reminded back to when I was 17 years old looking at schools, and I got a scholarship to the College of Staten Island, so thank you. And it's hard to believe that I'm standing here. I think a lot of times, especially women, Italian women, I think it's important to have role models. And it is truly my honor to serve in the State Senate. Francesca, thank you for mentioning all the work that I've done. I don't like to always talk about it, but one of the cool things I will say that I'm able to do is this year I became the secretary of the Italian American legislators. So we helped to put the festa together up in Albany, and the governor's office has been a tremendous supporter too. So thank you, Francesca. She does Staten Island well, but she does New York Italians even better. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Happy Columbus Day. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and next year we'll be marching.
Thank you very much. The short version. Our next honoree from the Italian American Action Committee, taking this out of order because of time restraints. It gives me great pleasure to introduce a dear friend of mine who's going to introduce the honoree. No one knows better than Vinny Levy and the work that he does. I've been honored to know him, work with him. He wants something done. Call Vinny, IGG, right? IGG. If you like Vinny, you're gonna love his mom. I fell in love with his mom when he was honored. The former honoree of the Petrosino Association, involved with so many things. For the purpose of this award, I want to invite Vinny Levy in to join us to introduce our honoree.
Thank you, Bob. Peggy, Joe. First off, my dad worked with Joe for 24 years in law enforcement. My dad, for another 20 years, worked for the NYPD, OCCB, went undercover, went after the mafia. Me and my family were the first family to be put in the Witness Protection Program in 1978 because the Sicilian hit guy that wanted to kill him. I'm sure everybody knows Sicilians like to kill cops and judges, so we had to go cross country for 6 months. So obviously, what you do, and looking at Joe, brings back a lot of memories of my dad and the times that they had crime fighting in the DA's office for years, and Peggy, and looking at what your son does. And I mean, obviously, this it's so symbolic of what you do, right? You're never forgetting, what happened years ago, right? With a cop that was in Sicily and got killed, and you look at now how important law enforcement is to New York City. And then going to Tom, who I had the honor to work for from 2007 to 2011. I worked for a lot of elected officials. I have to say Tom is by far the most decent human being you'll meet. My kids are 12 and 14. When you grow up, my dad unfortunately died 10 years ago, and you kind of want people to look at, mentors. And I really tell my kids, look at Tom, because Tom's that type of guy that he is the epitome of the nicest guy, has the utmost respect and loyalty. Outside of the government, he's the first guy that goes to a funeral or a shiver, or who's there for his friends. I see how he's treating his employees. Joe over there goes back over 30 years with him. Alex over 20 years. His staff don't leave him. Looking at my friend right here, there's so many people that don't leave him because it's the type of person he is. And unfortunately, in politics, you don't see that anymore, right? You don't see good government, good politics. Tom works with everybody. The Republicans like him just as much as the Dems. I think it's unusual in government. Somebody's done an exceptional job. When I worked with him, with the pension fund, it was $150 billion. It dropped down to about $100 billion during the crisis of 2008. I think it's up to $250 billion. So what he does for law enforcement is just unbelievable. And I think people don't see behind the scenes what town does. I mean, all these pensions for all this law enforcement that he's advocating for. And as the sole trustee, he has an immense, important job to making sure that that pension money is there, so that when these retirees can retire, they have a good pension. And a lot of people, Joe, as you know, they don't have pensions anymore. They have 401ks, and it's kind of changed. So I think town helps, law enforcement every day. And he's kind of like that modest guy in the room. Like just now, we left St. Patrick's Cathedral, and they wanted to put him in the first row. Tom's the guy that goes in the third row. Like he's always the guy behind the scenes, but deep down, he's the guy that's always doing the right thing. So I'm honored to bring up, my friend Tom.
Thank you, David, very much. It was very nice. It is $283 billion, not $250 billion. So he lost $30 billion. Senator, terrible, right? We got it back. Sorry I'm late. I did get to hear you, which is wonderful. I did have to go to Mass on St. Patrick's because somebody has to pray for Bob Fonte. Always schedule the breakfast when the Mass is going on Columbus Day. Amen. But to Bob and Peggy and everybody who organized this annual event, thank you so much. Give them a round of applause for bringing this all together. A very impressive list of honorees. I won't repeat all the names, but I'm humbled to be in the company of such a wonderful roster of great Italian Americans. And certainly to all the organizations who are sponsoring this event, the Italian American Museum, Joe Shelsa, thank you for hosting our event, the Controller's Italian Celebration, October 27th. We're all invited to that. The Italian American Action Committee, Sons and Daughters of Italy in America. Of course, Petrosino Association. Did I leave any of the former? I did okay. Give those groups all a round of applause, please. Certainly happy Columbus Day to everyone. Obviously, the parade being canceled is a little bit of a downer, but it's great to see so many people here. I have to say, St. Patrick's was full. There really was a great attendance at the Mass. It was a very beautiful celebration. I think, Columbus is just an opportunity for we as Italian Americans to reconnect with our history, with our family, with our traditions. And there's always been a lot of controversy about Columbus and Columbus statues and all of that, and many of us have talked about it kind of ad nauseum, it seems sometimes. But I take a very simple perspective, and that is that Columbus is the symbol for the Italian American community and the contributions of Italian Americans to the United States of America. It is not about that one individual, as impressive as his accomplishments were, but he's a symbol of our people. And especially when you think of the statues, when they came about, it was at a time where Italians were facing great discrimination. Worse than discrimination, of course, the lynching in New Orleans, and the Columbus holiday, the Columbus statue was all an attempt to remind people of the positive aspects of the Italian experience in America. And it was an opportunity to say that yes, in fact, the Italian community is as much a part of the fabric of this country as any other group. And so I think it's important as most of us are in families now that have been assimilated for a long time. My grandparents were the immigrants, so somewhat removed from that immigrant experience, though I did have a chance to know them, and my great-grandparents as well. But I think the challenge for us today is just to remind the larger community that we are still a part of, as David Dinkins would say, this beautiful mosaic of certainly New York, of America as well. We're not any better than any other group. We don't want to be written out of the history either. And so it's with pride that I celebrate my family, that I celebrate my heritage, that I celebrate Columbus Day as an opportunity to say Italian Americans we put down our roots in this country for hundreds of years. We've made significant contributions in the past. We've made significant contributions today. We're going to continue to make significant contributions to making our city, our state, our nation, this world even stronger. And so for all of you who are involved in so many different fields of endeavor, certainly our friends in law enforcement, in public service, those are involved with the organizations like Sons of Italy, Sons of Daughters of Italy, all the other Italian groups. Just thank you for your civic engagement, for being on the front lines of reminding everybody what our community truly is all about. And while today is a special day for us to celebrate, let's carry in our hearts each and every day what it means to be an Italian American, what it means to be a good example, and certainly for the next generation in our families, especially as the younger ones we may not ever meet, the immigrant grandparent, great-grandparent that brought into this country, brought their family to this country. Make sure the next generation understands what that legacy, what that tradition is all about. So happy Columbus Day, everyone. It's a privilege to be with you. It's my honor to be on this very impressive list of honorees, and certainly continues to be my privilege to serve the public. I'm sure the Senator feels as well. To be in public service at this challenging time is still a gift and a great opportunity. So thank you for giving me the privilege to be in control of the state of New York. Thank you very much.
Over here, guys, thank you, Katie, you're right next door, right there, on this side. We couldn't march the parade. We're so lucky to have Governor Hochul. We have a great senator, and we also have a great controller. Tom said, I need to march. I need a sash. So Tom, we're going to ask you to put the sash on. You're going to be the first and only one to march. That's right there. Name from me. Get out here. Senator, please go. Honorees. There's no honorees. He's honorees. Thank you. I apologize, guys. Just want to get everyone up here. Our honorees, please. All honorees. Okay. Wow. I'm going to kneel. All right. My father, man.
It's all good.
I'm over there, yeah, sure, absolutely. Where's Giuseppe Lito? Giuseppe,
All right. Let me set it up, and then he'll take the picture next, and then you can all come in and take it. This way everybody get a picture.
Okay.
We don't cross eyes.
Can we get everyone or not?
No, too close.
Yes.
I'll get you the picture. Why don't you go behind him? Go behind this guy. Because you're tall. Let us in the back.
I will, one
What's
second.
that? I know, where is she?
She's
Hey,
taking a
Jessica,
picture.
stop working, get over here. Jesus Christ, like, always working.
All right, everybody has to come back a little. It's in.
All right, guys,
Okay. Just one more thing.
I got those for my wife. Oh, my here's some flowers for you, honey.
All right. Okay, we'll look into it. All right. If you can't see me, I can't see you. So
Hold on a
whoever's
second.
in the
Come on a
far back
second.
is not going to be in
Representing
the...
the commission, hold on a second.
Wait, one more person.
Mark.
Hold on a minute.
I got one up, sorry. Representing
all right.
the commissioner.
We pull those chairs next.
All right. Got everyone? Top in the middle. Don't blink.
Now, the other photographers.
Pose, please. Hang on. One more. One more. And then hold for the cell phone, please.
Okay, now you're coming in the middle here.
Susan.
Take the picture. Sure. All right? And anybody that wants to come over here can come over here and take it while she's taking it. Okay, let this gentleman,
Susan's up next.
this lady, and then the gentleman's got to get in the center. Now right here, sir? Go right
Next.
here.
Bill?
Anybody else? Do you need, did you
At
get
least
it?
Bill's pictures.
All good.
And anybody else come to the middle so you can get a nice picture?
Tom, you get 5 cents.
Mine didn't come out yet, back to the Health Association.
Okay? Got everybody?
Anybody else?
Yep.
Got it?
One more, okay, hold on. Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're not done yet, we just want to take things out of order. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. It's good to see you guys. Same here. Yeah.
Good though, yeah.